I think we're all happy.
It is a joyous week to be a Raider fan, I think. So far.
Oh, we're all happy.
Yeah.
And it couldn't have happened on a better day either.
What day was it?
Anniversary of the Tuck Rule. And even worse, it was the anniversary of the day that the Raiders filed for relocation to Vegas. And my birthday.
It was also.
Also your birthday. So happy birthday. You can tell everybody how old you are?
45.
Whoa.
I'm like when Mike Jordan came back.
What Mike Jordan came back?
He had the 45.
Well, once you hit 35, you start carrying a bottle of like aspirin and ibuprofen around with you all day.
Tums, Advil. Yeah, I got the travel kit. Oh, man. Shit, the audio has feedback. Let me see. Maybe I could turn it down.
Oh, it was scratchy too.
Scratchy? Is
that's better right there. That's better.
Okay.
Cool.
Man.
These guys used to be in different cities, so next to each other.
Yeah.
This is weird.
Now we only have 2 screens.
What's that?
I said now we only have 2 screens.
Yeah.
I dropped my mic the other day, so now there's a hole here.
Oh, would you punch your mic?
No, I dropped it. I was moving stuff around because I don't leave my room set up for the podcast every time. I just I redo it every week because I move furniture and everything because I don't just have chairs sitting in front of a fireplace. So I move it every week, and then when I was moving it just dunk and drop. So I'll probably get a new one off Amazon and then send this one back. And
Way to go.
I guess
switcheroo.
Yeah.
So they don't know. They don't care.
No.
Let me straighten out my camera. There we go.
But yeah, Michael says, what a huge win getting AP. I agree. And like I've been saying for ever now, I wouldn't be mad if they got AP or Jim. Obviously, AP made a little bit more sense just because he's already with the staff. The players love him. The fans love him. He's still kind of new to NFL coaching. He coached in college. It's a different ballgame. I think he has the correct mentors to lead him in the right direction. And Tom Coughlin said he's a quick learner. So let's hope he is and doesn't make the same mistakes he made previously.
Yeah, I think he'll surround himself. You already see people like Marvin Lewis coming out. And then the other thing I always wondered, because didn't he coach at Arizona State with Herm Edwards? We haven't heard anything about Herm Edwards. So I'm wondering if Herm Edwards is going to come out, talk to him, do some things with him. Because getting all these older coaches, they had their time, they're past their prime. But getting them to advise you on what to do and like scouting and things like that, it's going to make a big difference.
A huge difference.
Totally.
You got those guys in your ear to tell you what to do in certain situations. Like, hey, stats say you should do this and that. He's not going to make dumb calls, dumb plays like he did because he had poor time management here and there. We expected.
Yeah, I mean he's not the only one that had poor time management.
Yeah, but that's from a 5-time Super Bowl champ that was doing that crap.
Yeah.
That's the difference. A first-time head coach ever, some guy who's done it before and done it for 20 years and still making stupid mistakes.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Even last night, you saw bad clock management from the Niners and the Packers. Like going into the halftime, Niners had bad clock management. End of the game, Packers had bad clock management. So it's not always, I don't know how to say it. You're going to have bad clock. You're going to have a game where you have bad clock management.
Yeah. And watching those games, it's like, dude, we need a quarterback. Brock Purdy is the worst quarterback in the playoffs right now.
And he's light years better than
what we have. Yeah. And so I tell them, like, it frustrates me so much when people say, hey, draft in the second or third round of quarterback. I'm like, no, that doesn't work. They'll get you to the playoffs. They might get you the first round. And after that, you're usually toast. Late round quarterbacks don't win Super Bowls. And you're going to see that 7th round talent come out when he starts playing against defenses. And there was I can't remember who said the quote, but there was a quote on a podcast I was watching the other day. And he said, the regular season players take plays off, they relax, they chill. The weak side run might just relax. Hey, I'm not going to chase a guy. And the playoffs, they said it's not like that. They're going 110% every single play because they know tomorrow they might go home. So
yeah, that's absolutely right.
Yeah, you're seeing an increased effort with players that are better. And so you see people like the Niners when they had Jimmy G, he would get jacked up in the playoffs. He was always the worst quarterback in the playoffs. And it just never worked out for him. So it's just I want them to draft a first round pick. It seems more and more likely that we're going to go after Jay Daniels with AP now. But you see that and this whole nonsense like draft McCarthy in the 2nd round or try to get Bo Nix in the 2nd. Like, stop. Like, it's not going to work. It doesn't work. Every quarterback in the playoffs this year or right now, besides Purdy, was drafted in the 1st round. So that's how.
Yeah. Gotta commit.
You're gonna say something?
Well, I'm just wondering, like, I think I mean, we've all been posting about AP and people have been kind of sharing their opinions. And I think overall people are excited, but there's always like the naysayer that's like, first of all, they're like, we should have gotten Harbaugh. And I think it's increasingly more apparent that like, that just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, we didn't even interview him.
Yeah, we didn't interview him. I haven't really heard anything about him in the past couple of days.
Nothing.
I don't know what's going on. But like, yeah, and we all said from the start we were going to be happy either way. We were going to, ride the wave either way.
Like either way, we're celebrating.
Yeah, we're in such a better position. Like, remember when Josh McDaniel got we were all like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, like half the time. And that's I think the difference between AP and McDaniels is the ego's not there. You can tell he listens to people.
Right.
100%. He listens. Yeah, he's like, I'm going to make mistakes and I'm going to listen.
Yeah.
It's not, like I said, Josh McDaniels, what fucking aggravated me. I watched his press conference. His famous line, "Well, it is what it is." And I was like, no, you're supposed to run this team. It not is what it is. Take responsibility for your actions.
After the loss to the Saints, I think he said something to the effect of, "You just have a game like that every once in a while."
Yeah.
Well, you don't cross the 50-yard line. No, you don't. That didn't happen the rest of the year.
It was just so dismissive too. It was like, "Oh, it's just happened." Like,
yeah, it's like, I'm Josh McDaniels. I can do this.
Yeah.
But it's just, we'll see what happens. And this thing, next year, in all realistic, depending on how the draft and free agents goes, we're going to be at 500 or barely above 500 team. That's where we're going to be, and that's okay.
Agreed.
That's better than what we've been. It takes a few
Mm-hmm.
years for people think, "Oh, AP's going to come in. We're going to get to the divisional round and win a Super Bowl." No, it takes time to build your team. It takes a few years to turn things around. And now apparently
you got to give them a learning curve too.
Right.
Yeah. You got to give him a few years, and I think that's one of Davis's issues. They just fire him like that. Oh, you went 6-10 and then 7-9, fired. It's like, no, don't do that. Just chill. Let him do his thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But,
no, you can't expect him to outcoach like Andy Reid. If Jim Harbaugh or the Chargers get a big time coach. No. And Sean Payton, I don't know what's going on in Denver, but he is overall proven a really good head coach.
Yeah.
I really don't know what is going on in Denver right now. I'm glad it's going on.
It's glorious.
But
he passed his prime. He missed the spot. He's past his prime. A lot of these older coaches try to come back and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's another reason that we were happy about AP, because he's
a young
be part of the
blood.
new arc of where football's going.
Yeah. One of the things we talked about is him getting his coordinators. That's probably going to be the main issue.
Yeah.
They're going to have to get some young people. They might go through a couple coordinators and a couple, position player coaches, things like that the first couple years, trying to find the right fit. And I'm okay with that, because we're like, okay, we have a plan now. We actually have a plan. We have a first round pick. We need a quarterback. We have a plan. Now just let them execute it.
What about the front office plan? They're trying to retain Champ Kelly and bring in Ed Dodds at the same time. that is like the most competent Raider move ever if they could pull that off.
That's legit.
If they get Dodds as GM and Champ as assistant, yeah.
I mean,
and then Groom
like,
and then Champ would probably eventually take over. You know, that's
Yeah.
or get a job as a GM. Like they haven't specified what role each person would have. Thank you, David, for joining us. First time. Hope you have some a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like really like the fact that they're even having the conversation of keeping Champ Kelly and bringing in Ed Dodds. I'm like, wow, the Raiders have never done anything to show that type of confidence and competence.
Right.
And I did read somewhere that one of the things possibly holding up Ed Dodds signing with the Raiders already is he's waiting to see if Jim Harbaugh goes back to Michigan. So if Harbaugh goes back to Michigan, they say, or the reading that I read was Dodds is probably going to be ready to sign at that point. But if Harbaugh comes to the NFL, he could probably be the sole GM somewhere. And so he's just kind of like holding out.
And he had the second interview with the Falcons the other day too, which is great because I would love to see him just go in and start smashing the Niners because that's eventually going to happen.
Well,
like
there's a little there.
Yeah, there's a little vendetta, with that. It's like you're going to go to a team in the division for the, against the Niners that ran you out of town, 100%. Like, do it. But that's the whole thing. Like, I was going off on clickbait the other day. People were saying, "Oh, Harbaugh was a positions coach in 2003, whatever, quarterback coach, so he's a Raider forever." No, it's 20 years. Like people try to make these weird connections. Like, no, did we interview him? Have we?
Doesn't that make Josh McDaniels a Raider forever? And
yeah, when people when people say that, oh, once
a Raider, always a Raider.
I'm gonna put Josh McDaniels. I'm gonna point out Randy Moss, and I'm gonna point out Warren Sapp.
Yeah, that's the trio. Congratulations, Josh. You have made the trio.
Of the worst Raiders ever.
Hey, Michael, it's your birthday on Thursday, and all you want is a Raider shirt. I got you.
Yay!
Freshly bagged. You would have believed how long it took me to bag every shirt.
I know. I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm still folding shirts."
So, I don't know if you have our email. I'll put it right here. Just email us and we'll get you a shirt. Just let us know what size. Let's see. gmail.com.
Well, so anyway, on the point of like AP listening to his advisors, I think he's proving that he's going to do. Like I think about Josh McDaniels and the Ziegler fight over getting CJ Stroud. And I don't know how true that was because it was like, published so far back.
It's very apparent that the inside source for all this was Dave Ziegler.
Yeah.
Because
he's trying to save his own ass.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I wanted to make the right decisions. What Ziegler's like 40 maybe. He wants another job.
Yeah.
McDaniels will not get a head coaching job in the next decade ever again. Unless somebody
the Chargers, but
I mean that would be awesome. He'd run that team into there. He would cut Herbert and sign probably Zappy or something from the Patriots. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
he did sign. Who was our third string again? I can't even remember his name.
Hoyer,
is it Hoyer?
Oh, this year, Hoyer.
Yeah. Well, he was statistically one of the worst quarterbacks ever.
Yeah.
I always point this out. Gruden signed Peterman. Nathan Peterman. Come on. Like, people make stupid decisions.
These big name coaches have this ego, and I think they go look for the worst quarterback available and I could fix him.
I can fix it. No, you can't. No, you can't.
I don't think Riley can fix him.
No, nobody can fix anybody.
Who's Lincoln Riley?
Apparently, our next offensive coordinator.
He's the guy that was gravy training off of Cliff Kingsbury, apparently.
Right.
You guys should hire Cliff Kingsbury so we don't. That would be great.
last night, I'm still getting people that I don't know how you confuse the two. They're like, stay in your lane, you clown. Cliff Kingsbury literally came with Caleb Williams to USC. I'm like, no, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He's been there 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, he was busy getting fired while Caleb Williams was winning the Heisman. Like, do the math.
Yeah. Just remember, these are the same people that were probably arguing with me saying we didn't have a first-round draft pick last year. So just remember, there are those type of Raider fans. You remember that? We didn't have a first-round pick last year. I'm like, that was the year before when we traded for Adams. This year we drafted Wilson. And I was just like, there's so many, I don't want to say fair weather fans, but people just like turn on the game or they'll read something like that sounds true. And then they regurgitate it. I'm like, no, like do your own research, like check things out. So like another thing with Cliff Kingsbury, somebody was saying a main Raider page that has tens of thousands of followers. I literally commented, where the fuck did you get your information from? Because it's wrong. And I listed all the numbers for him. And nobody replied because he's like, Cliff Kingsbury runs a top 10 offense. I'm like, he's never had a top 10 offense. He's never won anywhere.
How?
He never has. He's had 11th once. That's it. I pulled all the numbers because I'm so nice. And I posted them on his post. And I was like, dude, this guy had Hopkins. He had, I don't think,
he had Caleb, he had Pat Mahomes.
Well,
yeah,
and
I don't think he's that good. It's just, I'm sorry, he's not that good.
And he also doesn't develop quarterbacks like people say. Like Patrick Mahomes, what was his rate? His rating wasn't that much better than Aiden O'Connell's at the time of the draft.
Yeah. The Chiefs took a chance on him. He was supposed to be a average mid-level starting quarterback. That was fucking Andy Reid. That was Andy Reid. That was not Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Cliff Kingsbury is trying to ride his coattails to another fucking coaching position. I don't. Yeah, and look what Andy Reid got out of Alex Smith. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That was Andy Reid. That was not Cliff Kingsbury. I'm tired of hearing that argument. Well, he developed Cliff Kingsbury. He developed Caleb Williams. I'm like, Caleb Williams took a step back this year.
He did.
He did.
And Murray took multiple steps back the past couple years when he had Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah.
So don't tell
where
me
he should have stayed with the A's.
Yeah.
Let's go, Las Vegas A's. Woo!
10 tickets.
I keep bothering them to buy tickets. I don't know where they're going to play next year either.
They're saying
they said maybe like Salt Lake City.
Yeah, they're saying Utah. I'm like, cool. I can go visit some Mormons. That'll be fun. Like,
I mean,
it's going to be expensive.
Well, actually, that's about the time the donut, they have the dessert show over there.
Yeah.
In the springtime? It's like May or June, right?
It was before the first Raider home game. They have this massive dessert festival in Salt Lake City, and it's next to a massive gun show.
Oh, that's great.
That sounds. These are my people. Jesus Christ!
You should have seen the mass confusion because it's like a convention center. You got like the dessert wars, and then like over here you got the gun show, but you got the people from parking on this side going to the gun show, and they're walking through with the most confused look. They're like, why are like all these fruitcakes here?
Yes.
Like, I'm here to get me some guns. And then you got the people with like the dessert stuff, and they're like, what are these like scraggly looking people doing over here?
Why is there so much camouflage?
Yeah.
I know. I can't see anybody. Why is it so empty?
Yeah, it's like the exact opposite of what you could expect to see in the same convention center.
It was actually great.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I just want you see here that talk about they're gonna take down the Flamingo. I just want to see what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
I just want the A's to have a home. I want them to do good. They don't put any money in their team, and like I've been going to A's games, same thing since I was a child.
Yeah, I agree.
It just sucks. We just want to win. We're the most. I'm gonna say disenfranchised. We're the most poverty franchises there are in the history of sports. Like the past 30 years, it's just been fucking horrendous. Like we cut all of our good players, we trade everybody, and then we have our dipshit coaches.
We're like the farm system for the MLB.
Farm system, I know.
Oh,
you're an A's fan too?
I
thought you're a Dodger fan. I thought you're a Dodger fan.
I don't really give
a
shit about baseball. Oh, MC Raider, what up? I used to go to a lot of them. God damn it!
I'm really Wi-Fi Willie's dad.
Oh no!
Yeah,
We gotta highlight that one.
yeah. We gotta do a paternity test. Wi-Fi Willie. Wi-Fi Willie's my son.
What are you doing?
That made me completely lose my train of thought.
Oh my god!
MC Raider coming in here and just completely throwing the show off.
He was nice enough to go comment on Wi-Fi Willie's page for me.
Oh my god!
I saw that. That was great.
I'm guessing he didn't reply, did he? He never does.
And I didn't get to it. It was a while ago, but the freak says, Sergeant Slaughter says, "What's up, maggots? What's up?" Actually, I met Sergeant Slaughter before at Comic Con. Complete opposite of what I thought he was going to be.
Really?
Yeah, he has the Bill Cowher chin and and he just looks like this hard ass naturally. And so I met him and he grabs the microphone and he was like, "Hey everybody," very soft spoken. He's like, let's just all take a moment to cherish this moment. Who knows? Yeah. He was like, "Who knows if our lives will ever cross paths again?" And and I'm like, this ain't the maggot talking. This ain't the
Buddhist.
This isn't the guy that burned Hulk Hogan's face for Iraq. I was like, who is this guy?
Man.
But yeah, very polite.
Wow.
Unbelievable. I was dumbfounded. And then after that, I didn't know what to say. I'm like, "Hi, could I have your autograph?"
Can I have your autograph?
Yeah. I mean,
Great. That's great. Can I have your
yeah. What else could you say after that?
That was really moving.
Complete. I was like,
going to church.
I'm at Comic Con where people are trampling over people.
Yeah.
To
the Pro Bowl.
buy the last Hot Wheel or whatever. True Raider, new subscriber. Thank you for joining us. He had
Tracy Cruz. I don't know. Somebody commented Tracy Cruz. I thought the Yellow Power Ranger passed away. The Asian chick. I'm almost 100% positive. The original one. This is the new one, right? I mean, so this is the Wi-Fi Willie We Raider Bash podcast. Apparently.
Oh my god.
Well, Josh does. I'm just here for the ride.
Oh no! What was it?
We would welcome him on the show if he
actually.
Sounds like
he won't come on. I've had multiple. So I actually know people that know him, and they DM me and they said he'll never come on. They're like he doesn't like confrontation, and the thing is he doesn't want to get embarrassed. And they're like he never has guests on, he never argues, nothing like that. It's his point of view, and that's it. He'll never debate.
Oh, he doesn't have guests. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's just him and his lady, but what was it? Somebody sent, and people are sending me stuff more and more now because I subscribe to his page, but I don't check. I subscribed just so I could go on and talk shit to him. But somebody sent me he was saying something like AP was going to be a disaster or something. He's already talking shit. He last week he was talking shit about AP. Now he's celebrating it. So he does this back and forth. It's whatever gets him clicks. That's what he does. He's a fucking
it's frustrating.
Just like the other guy who was posting that Josh McDaniels, not Josh McDaniels, Tom Brady is in Mark Davis's ear holding up the Antonio Pierce signing because he wants to bring in Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, what was that?
And come on, man.
Tom Brady's not even an owner yet. The NFL squashed that because we gave him a $600 million deal. Hey, we're going to take $600 million off and sell you part of the team because it's good for marketing.
You could buy the Raiders at the dollar store bargain bin or something.
Yeah, the NFL squashed it because they're you're devaluing your team. No, it's not going to happen.
Ross.
There's a Ross on the strip.
It's the final sale.
Yeah.
It has hella Raider shit, by the way. So I go there at the Ross on the strip. I've got my kids so much Raider t-shirts.
Oh, that's brilliant!
Nice.
Yeah,
for $9, and all the like all the like because somebody commented like my kids' jackets and like the shirts, they had like that old school look, like the distressed or like the I don't want to say bleached, but you know what I'm talking about, like how it's kind of distressed, like black white, all that stuff. I got them at Ross for him. It was like, oh, that shit's hella sick. I'm like, yeah, it was at sale at the Raider Image for 4 times the price a year ago.
Oh yeah,
like people don't want to pay $50 for a fucking kid T-shirt, like
I don't even want to pay $35 for a T-shirt for myself.
yeah. It's
you came up in a conversation with my buddies where I was talking to a couple of my friends. I'm like, yeah, there's certain things like I'll pay for it, but there's a line. Like there's a hard line. If it costs more than this, I won't buy it regardless of how much I want it. And I was like specifically talking, like I said, Super Bowl tickets. I'm like, if it's under $5,000, I'm gonna go. If it's $5,003 with service fees, I'm like, nope, that's my hard line.
Yeah.
And then we're talking about some shoes or some Jordans that came out, and the resale was like $290 to $350. And I'm a 12, so it was like $350. I'm like, no, those are $200 shoes. I don't want to pay $350 for them. I'll wait till next year till the price goes down, then I'll buy them. But like, there's that hard line of like what we're going to spend on things.
Yeah, like I refuse to pay more than retail for shoes because one, like I have so many shoes that I probably wouldn't even wear them, and then two, there is going to be a very similar color scheme for the same shoe a year or two from now, anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
So
my favorite example is the Pandas. You remember how much expensive those things were?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know how much they cost now? like $120 for Pandas.
God.
They used to be $300. You just wait.
Yeah. Well, they keep releasing like you can only make the same shoe in so many different color schemes, like so many times.
Yeah.
Just like the Space Jam Jordans, cap and gown Jordans. And then they got like, I forgot what else they call them. They're like, there's like a slight difference, not much.
Oh, the Concords. There's the Concords and the Space Jams. They're almost identical.
Yeah,
you're talking about because I have them both. So there's almost no like one has a white and one has a blue bottom. That's it. It's only different.
Yeah.
And then like there's some that just like the Jordan logo is a different color, like, and I just if I don't get it, I don't get it. If I get it, cool.
Cool.
Like I'm not going to go out there and like go to like Goat or StockX or anything like that.
Oh, those I just
pay like quadruple the price.
Oh, I was just yelling at so my thing, I hate resellers. I dabble in it, but it's like I always undercut people's prices on purpose because it's more fun for me. So like when I go to autograph signing, I'll buy like 20 things and I'll sell 18 of them and keep the other ones, but I'll sell them for less than what they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
I just yelled at a reseller yesterday. So I don't know who it was. He blocked me, and me and my friends were on this forum. We're talking shit because he had Devontae Adams and Charles Woodson game used jerseys, and the Charles Woodson kind of has been circulating around the community for the past decade, and it's an expensive jersey. It's like a $10,000-$15,000 jersey. Wow. It was from his last season, and so I know last year or early this year it sold for like $12,000, $15,000, something like that. So he was selling us. I messaged him like, "Hey, what are you looking for?" Because I knew the guy that sold it prior. Like I saw his post and I followed it. And he's like, "Oh, I want $50,000." I'm like, "You're not going to get $50,000." I'm like, "You just bought it for 15. You're trying to flip a profit." And I literally said, like, "Who the fuck are you? Like, are you connected? Are you just trying to make money? Like, I don't have respect for people like you because you're buying something from people and then trying to resell it." And he got hella pissed off and blocked me and blocked a bunch of other people in the group because we all told him like, "We know what you paid for this jersey."
Yeah.
And then the Devontae Adams one, he wanted like fucking $30,000 for it for a game used jersey. And I know, so I'm assuming, so I posted it. And so I guess he's like friends with the family or something, gets these jerseys. So I'm like 100% Devontae Adams getting kickback. I was like, there's no way he's giving his game used jerseys away for free. But this guy's online trying to sell them. Yeah. And like he's trying to sell, it was like a black jersey from like middle of last season. Like we need a touchdown. They wanted like $30,000 for it. I was like, you're fucking insane, dude.
God.
Wow. What Raiders?
That's too much.
Even
no. So I have game used items. The most I ever paid for a game used item was like $7,000, and it was an old school jersey. Other than that, they're like in the $1,000 to $2,000 range.
Mm-hmm.
But like the Woodson, like the 15th, that's fair. But like you want $30,000 for an Adams jersey, like you're doing this. You're smoking crack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't buy any of that stuff. It's gonna sit here collecting dust. Like most of my Raiders stuff has been in boxes for years.
He's now coming to someone else's apartment and
Just the overflow.
creating
Oh.
piles.
My house looks like a Dave and Buster's. Like, I don't even know what to tell you. It's slowly taking over the house. Like, it was just confined to one room, and then now it's in my kid's toy room, and then
Oh
now
my
it's going
God.
down the hall. Now it's going down the hallway. So it looks like a Dave and Buster's in my house.
Yep.
Wow. Incredible. D Minute says, what's your thoughts on the GM? We get both Kelly and Dodds. We were saying earlier, if we could get both of them, amazing.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know what titles they would have, like co-GM or GM and AGM. But I think that would be a really solid move. And if we only get one or the other, like, I mean, that's you still have like a pretty decent GM candidate because none of them have. Well, I guess not Dodds. Champ Kelly has been an interim GM, but yeah, I think two brains are better than one. Like, if you could get both of them, do it. Like, no matter the cost.
That's the thing. I think they want Dobbs to kind of groom Kelly or Champ. But here's the thing: like, Champ is not proven, and he's been assistant GM in the past 2 years. We haven't really drafted well, so it's like you're going to hand somebody that's like kind of drafting ability, maybe, and that could 100% fall on McDaniels. So you're going to have somebody that has that type of drafting ability, and you're going to give him the keys to your franchise when he's unproven, and you actually have a shot. This draft is the most important draft we've had in the past 10 years, period. Like, if we nail it in this draft, playoffs, 100%. We shit the bed, we're going to struggle for the playoffs. So it's like, I think that's why they are interviewing other people, and I can see them getting both. And I really hope they do because, you know, at the end of the day, Kelly probably will end up being our GM long-term. But he's new. Like, that's all. He's new. You can't have brand new people at new positions. It usually doesn't work out well. You got to have some experienced people along with the rookie coaches. And
he needs to learn, be mentored.
Yeah, you'll have a rookie quarterback, a rookie head coach, maybe a rookie offensive coordinator. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
And a rookie GM. Like, it's good to have two rookie GMs.
We haven't even interviewed any OCs yet. That's the other problem too. After firing, we haven't even interviewed anybody. So I have no idea who's even on their freaking radar. They haven't requested to interview because the minute they send the request in, because it's the playoffs, ESPN gets wind of it and they start popping it up and running the stories. But
yeah, well, starting tomorrow, people could officially start hiring their coaches.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're going to start sending out requests after these games this week. Like I said, I personally want, like, I think would be good Brian Greasy. That's who he's up and coming. I don't think we're gonna get a big name. Him or Eric from Washington. I don't think we're gonna get a big name besides Eric. I can't pronounce the last name. Bieniemy.
Bieniemy.
Bieniemy. I call him Eric B. I can't pronounce his last name. Yeah. Is it like enemy with a B?
Enemy.
The enemy. Okay, because he coaches the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But
he can totally redeem himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to get somebody that can coach a quarterback, and those are two people that can. So you look at the coordinator for the Niners, or you look at which he won't leave. So you got to look a little bit below, and the next one up is Brian Greasy, and he's coaching Brock Purdy. So look what he's done with Brock Purdy. You know, just a guy out of nowhere, and he's an ex-quarterback too. So I think we're going to have to go that route because they're going to want to develop quarterback. That's all. That's all there is to it.
Which again, Kingsbury.
No Kingsbury.
Not done. Like, if you really want someone that's going to develop a quarterback, like Lincoln Riley is a quarterback whisperer. But
I mean, aside from Caleb Williams, who has he?
Excuse me. I have to why do I have to defend Baker Mayfield like every day?
Who's Baker Mayfield?
Well, didn't he coach? He coached Hurts and Baker, right? I thought Lincoln Riley. I'm almost positive he coached both of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He was He was the head coach of both of them, right? Or was he the coordinator for one? I don't remember off the top of my head.
He was a coordinator
No, he coached.
for a while, and then he became the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the timeline, but there was USC, like one of the USC like accounts posted like the accolades that Lincoln Riley has achieved, and it's like it's kind of like car stats, but it's like, you know, has the most like passing yards of all time and like the most quarterbacks nominated for Heisman and like all this stuff. You know, still has problems, but
Still has problems.
No defense.
yeah. Well, the USC I think is starting to take the defense seriously. Hopefully this year
By bringing in a Bruin.
they
The
poached him.
Pac-12 does not take defense seriously ever, and they never will. That's
I
part
mean-
of watching their game.
I mean, they're gonna have to in the Big Ten though, like or Big 16, whatever it is now. But
Man, who do you see for quarterback? I think it really depends on who officially becomes the GM,
yeah,
but you could say who you'd like to see at quarterback, but ideally, like we don't know who the OC is going to be.
right.
So it's really hard to say who we see at quarterback. I mean, I like rookie quarterbacks. Like you gamble with a high pick rookie quarterback who has some talent, and hopefully his talent could overcome his inexperience. But I always said it ever since the salary cap, so that I'm old. I always said, go with the rookie quarterback. Draft a rookie quarterback. If he sucks, he's going to put you in position to draft another rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
And if you hit on one of them, then you're not going to be in a position to draft a rookie quarterback anymore. And
Yep.
Keep going.
I that's the same thing. Like I think we all want Daniels at this point because of the connection with AP, and then on top of that, he's a dual threat. But he's a dual threat. But the thing is, he has an arm at the same time. It's a little bit different. So
Yeah, he would be good.
I would see him coming in. He needs to get a little bit bigger. He's way faster than Josh Allen is, but I think he'd be that Josh Allen prototype where he's a playmaker, and if you can control his turnovers, he'd be good. He doesn't have as strong as arm, but he's more accurate than Allen is, and it just depends on how the running transitions in NFL and if he fumbles. So I mean, the thing is, if he's running for 600-700 yards a year, that is a lot of rushing yards for a quarterback. A lot.
Oh,
That's a game changer. But the thing
that's
is, if you're doing
about
it
the same as
smartly,
Jacobs this year.
yeah, if you're doing it smart from scrambles, not from design runs, I think that's more appropriate. You know, so that just opens up the offense. Then also when you have a quarterback that can move a little bit like that, not just move, but run and outrun everybody, you don't have to worry about the offensive line as much. You can get somebody that's mid-level, you know, that's not going to be there in a statue and get hit a bunch of times. So I think the sacks would go down if they got him. The offense would be able to move the ball a little bit better because AOC can't scramble.
He's like a Statue of Liberty over there.
He's Statue of Liberty. So for me, it's Daniels. And if they get wind that he's going to go, I think they should trade up for him. You know, I think that's the best bet. And the second option, and the people are going to hate me for saying this, like, if not, sign Baker. Like, honestly, he's a free agent next year. Have him as a bridge quarterback for a year or two. And if we had Baker Mayfield on our team this year, we're a 10-11 win team.
I love
100%. Oh yeah, his aura is great. Doesn't back it up on the field as much, but you know, he's a mid-level journeyman quarterback. That's just what he is, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But you know, if you want to build the team again, or if you just want to tank, then leave AOC in, and I can see them doing that too as well. Because I don't think AOC is going to develop very much, to be honest. Because he's too immobile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Unless he gets that, like, well, even Tom Brady would fall forward for a few yards every now and then on accident. But yeah, just unless he gets like a Tom Brady release where he knows where he's going to throw the ball instantly, or Peyton Manning, which I don't see either of those happening.
Yeah.
He's going to take a lot of unnecessary sacks, and he's not going to be able to extend the drives.
Which has been our problem.
Yeah, he can't get out of the pocket. But at the same time, it's just, you know, like I said, we as Raider fans, we fall in love with mediocre players. We fall in love with mediocre quarterbacks. Right?
Actually, somebody made a really good point yesterday. They said watching Lamar Jackson play football and watching AOC play is like watching two completely different sports.
And you see what Lamar does. I wanted to punch a fucking hole in the wall. I had somebody try to argue with me saying Derek Carr is better than Lamar Jackson last year.
Get out! Get out!
And they're like, no. Derek Carr's a better quarterback. Lamar Jackson's just a better playmaker. I'm like, Lamar Jackson's
racist.
about to win
I can't.
fucking MVP.
I
They didn't play the race card. I should have done that. I'm like, why? Because he's black?
Literally, you're being racist.
No,
before I would argue with them. Now I just block. I'm like, I don't have the energy to prove your stupidity. I don't.
Yeah.
I have blocked more people in the last like 2 weeks than I have like my entire life.
Oh,
People are
take
wild.
I take pride in not blocking people. I force them to block me. You know, that's
I
my.
used to try to do that.
I get real personal, real fast.
But
they usually block me.
now I just block them. I'm like, you know what? Like, no. And actually, actually pretty funny. Some dude messaged me and goes, "Did you delete my comment?" And I go, no, like I did not delete your comment. I don't delete comments. I block people who make stupid comments. So, and then he goes, "Oh, maybe I deleted it myself." But
that's funny. Oh, I pulled it up. Lincoln Riley was the offensive coordinator for Baker, head coach for Kyler, and then for Hurts. I pulled it up real quick. I'm curious.
Okay.
I was like, I know he coached all three.
Yeah. So, but Cliff Kingsbury is the quarterback guru that we all need.
No, he's not.
Yeah, let's get another guy that we call a fucking offensive guru and see how that works for us. That'd be great.
Yeah, we're all traumatized from that.
Stupid. Nobody will never sell a fucking visor in a Raider stadium again because of that guy.
Never. Lane Kiffin is a visor wearer too, so absolutely not.
Ban anybody who has a visor. I think D Menace says, who has a better chance of beating the Niners?
The Whiners.
Whiners. And I really think the Lions, but I think Tampa Bay is like a problematic matchup for the Lions. So, I mean, it might be Tampa Bay. Hopefully the Lions pull it out because I think that they are a better matchup than Tampa Bay would be against the Niners. But I think Tampa Bay and the Lions is going to be a very tough matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tampa's just kind of all over the place too. Let's say you never know what you're going to get each week. Right. And the Niners are just playing absolutely horrible. Like they played like shit last against.
I was so pissed. They didn't deserve to win that game.
No, they didn't. They played horrendous. And the thing is, that's gonna catch up to them if they don't turn it around. So with the Niners, I was again talking quarterbacks with people. I was like, so Brock Purdy has amazing numbers, great numbers, extremely efficient, but he can't win games for you. And he's probably the highest of the highest level of game manager you can get. And so I was telling him, I was like, the Niners have never came back this year more than 7 points in the second half. And they're like, what?
That's
I'm
true.
Like,
yeah,
their losses are more than 7 points. This is the first game this year they came back more than 7 points. Yeah. And I was like, because he can't come from behind. He has to have a lead. And I was like, that don't tell me Brock Purdy's an elite quarterback because he's not. He's the best game manager you're ever going to get. That's what he is. And he'll make plays here and there. But when you see when people go down for injuries, when the game's on the line with him, he makes mistakes because that's what he does. His team is so good around him. It's like just, hey, don't fuck up. And if he does, then they lose.
Yeah.
So that offense took a huge dip once Deebo Samuel went out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They lost 2 or 3 games in a row or something like that.
They lost 3 in a row.
3 in a row.
Yeah.
But also, when he went out last night, like that offense, like they pieced together that drive at the end. But aside from that, their offense was not very good yesterday. As soon as Deebo went out, Christian McCaffrey had that big run.
The Packers gave that game away. Like, it's understandable, but they
needed to have the Danny Green press conference where they're like, they are who we thought they were. And we're let them off the hook.
Yeah. God. Yeah, that was, but no, well, Amy Trask said the same thing and got crucified. And it's like, She actually had like
she was like former CEO of the Raiders.
Oh, people were like, "Who's this bitch?"
Yeah, like yeah.
She works for us. She's gonna say some dumb things. Leave her alone.
I can't really say the fact that you don't know because I met Amy Trask when she was the CEO of the Raiders. I was actually cooking at a Fred Biletnikoff golf tournament. And I'm cooking, and she comes up to me and starts talking, and my friend's like, "You're a dumbass." And I'm like, "What?" and right in front of her too, he goes, "You have no idea who you're talking to."
Okay.
And I really didn't. And then she goes, "Oh, don't listen to him. I'm just a big Raider fan like the rest of us." Like, oh, okay. So I kept cooking and talking. And then she leaves and he goes, "Dipshit. That was Amy Trask, CEO of the Raiders." I was like, "Watch my food." And I like chased her down in the golf cart to go take a picture with her.
Hi. That's
I mean,
funny.
she has a degree from Berkeley, so nobody's perfect.
But she did her undergrad at USC, right?
I think she went to Berkeley Law, which is actually like one of the best law schools.
But it's still Berkeley. The only thing I know about Berkeley is when those people climbed up those trees and lived in them because they didn't want them cut down. That's the only thing I remember about that place.
That's like a very
sounds about
Berkeley.
right.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers, like so much of Aaron Rodgers is explained by understanding that he went to
He went to Berkeley.
2 years. Yeah.
Actually, when we went to the Berkeley USC game, before the game, there was the protest.
Oh yeah, there was a protest.
Like on the field.
And we didn't even know.
And we didn't even know what it was.
Like, why are they sitting down?
And everybody was
Yeah. I remember I asked you guys, I'm like, because it was on TV, I'm like, why are there people in the field? And they removed them. Like, what happened? Because they didn't talk about it on TV. They just showed it and they kind of
They were protesting like some professor getting fired.
Everybody's like, they're protesting the
one that was like, wasn't it like sexual assault or something like that too?
Yeah. They're protesting a professor getting fired. But we had no idea. We're just like, that's Berkeley for you.
That game took like 5 hours. Because then the last play of the game,
of the
half. What happened? Like USC was going to kick a field goal, and some like Lincoln Riley argued so long in like the halftime was like 45 minutes.
Halftime didn't officially start until they discontinued the argument, which was a really long argument. And then they finally agreed to like let them kick a field goal to start the third quarter.
And guess what?
They missed it.
Yep.
Gotta love football.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. The one thing I'm happy about this playoffs is we haven't heard anything about the refs. That's the one thing I'm happy about. Past 2 weeks, not a single peep about the refs making shitty calls. They're gonna fuck up something today. They're gonna fuck up today. I'm just waiting for it. They've been too good the past couple of weeks. Somebody's gonna get hit in the face and they're not gonna call it.
I mean, there was definitely holding last night, but like there always is.
There was a face mask that they showed on TV that didn't get called.
Yeah, like but not like game changing.
Yeah,
probably.
Actually, I think it helped the Packers because it was like 3rd and 15, and like that would have given them the first down. But instead, it was 3rd and 15, and the Packers like launched it through Jordan Love launched it and got a touchdown. So I guess it didn't really affect the game too much, but it was like a really blatant missed call.
Oh, I wanted to bring something up that would depress Raider fans. So because I was going through the number because after the season's over, I go through the numbers, see like where we're at and everything. So out of all the top 10 defenses, so we were 9 in points per game. So out of the top 10 defenses, the only 2 that make the playoffs were us and the Saints. I was like, so 1 through 8 made the playoffs. No, excuse me, 1 through 7 made the playoffs. Then 8 was the Saints, 9 was us. We missed it. Number 10 was the Packers.
I have been told by a lot of people that Saints aren't a top 10 defense. So they're lying to me, right?
Yep.
They are. The Saints had a better points per game than we did. They did a little over 19. We did 19 and a half. The best in the NFL was the Ravens. And they were in 16. So the Ravens, the Bills, and the Chiefs have like the 3 best defenses in the NFL.
Really? The Chiefs? I mean,
People don't realize that because the Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs have one of the best defenses in the NFL.
Yeah.
They don't give up any points. And just Chris Jones. The thing is, they spent all that money on Mahomes and their defense, and they don't have any fucking receivers now. So it's kind of like, and they don't really have a line very much. So I
think they basically told Kadarius Toney to like just sit the fuck down.
Oh yeah. So do you think he's out because he's really injured, or because they think he's a liability?
He's a liability. He sucks.
Yeah, the second one. I mean, if he's injured, he's not going to do any better.
I'm sitting on my couch and I get tired after running 100 feet, and I'm saying this guy that's a professional athlete, peak condition sucks, but compared to his counterparts, he's not good. No, it's just they can't make mistakes, and you're going to see that with new receivers. And the thing is, one of the differences this year with the Chiefs is they're not hitting on those draft picks like they did the last couple of years. They're not hitting on those late round wide receivers like they did. Tyreek Hill was a 5th round pick. Like he was a bargain player for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So they're not hitting on those late round picks like they used to, and it's adding up. Their offense is what's going to lose anything for them in the playoffs this year.
I'm pretty excited to actually see Patrick Mahomes on a road playoff game. I can't believe it's his first road playoff game. That is wild.
Hopefully it's his last.
They've been that good for that long. That's why I told people year after year after year. I'm like, we can't win playing offense and shooting out with Mahomes. You got to hit him in the fucking face. That's the only way you're going to beat good quarterbacks. That's how you beat Peyton Manning.
They're good.
That's how you beat Drew Brees.
I think they had like the Patriots syndrome. Like the AFC West for years, you knew the Jets wouldn't do anything. The Bills weren't very good. And then Patriots, and then who's the 4th team? I can't even think right now.
The AFC East?
Yeah.
The Patriots, Bills.
Dolphins. The Dolphins were always a disaster. So they were always going to win their division.
Yeah.
So you get at least one home playoff game. And then you're playing these 3 bad teams. You're going to get quite a few wins. And they had 2 first-round buys. 2 teams got a first-round bye. So most likely they're going to get a bye. You only got to win 2 playoff games to get to the Super Bowl. It's a little bit different now with only one team getting a bye. But the Chiefs are somewhat benefiting from that because for a long time the Raiders haven't been good, the Chargers haven't been good, and the Broncos haven't been good. So they're getting somewhat of a cush schedule. You're going to win the division. You get home playoff games. You got home field advantage. Kansas City is a really loud place. So you're probably going to do a lot better. But now they're on the road against Bills Mafia. I can't wait to see that game.
Oh.
Who else did the Chiefs lose to the division? They lost a game to us and lost one.
The Broncos?
Yeah.
When the Broncos were hot and everybody was like, Sean Payton is back. You should have never doubted him.
What, didn't Patrick Mahomes have COVID that week too? Or
I think
he had the flu or whatever?
Yeah. Ebola.
Yeah, just something.
Yeah, and that's what people don't realize. Like going 4-2 in your division, that's elite. Going 4-2 in your division. If you go 5-1 or sweep your division, which is almost unheard of, I think only one team went 5-1 this year. Let me pull it up. I think it was the Cowboys. Yeah, the Cowboys went 5-1 in the division.
How about when the Raiders went 6-0 in the division and still didn't make
the and finished 8-8? I remember because I want to say that's one of the years USC was in the title game, and me and my brother's a USC fan. We were laughing about it. And I'm like, man, if this was college, we'd be in a bowl game.
Yeah.
we're like, how do you win every fucking game in your division and just lose? So what? We were 2-8 outside the division, but 6-0 in it. It's like, how do you do that?
That's unreal. Oh my god!
You just win one of those fucking 8 games you lost here in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Nope. Finished
Aren't they only the second team to ever do that?
Has to be. That's so
that is so Raider.
God.
Yeah. There's a lot of that's what one thing about being a Raider fan. There's a lot of firsts with us. This never happened to a team before, but it happened to the Raiders.
But it happened to us.
Yep.
And there's so many rules because of us. People forget the tuck rule. People forget the fumble rule. The fumble rule is because of us too. You can't kick a fumble forward because we cheated.
The holy roller.
And then when there's different types of downing, a lot of the pass interference rules are because of because of the Steelers and the Raiders, the way they hit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people forget that. Like, we led the way. Like, let's get right to that line and see what we can do. And the NFL's like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Madden was a pioneer. I love his explanation for the Holy Roller when he was like, there was never a rule saying you couldn't do it. It was just you didn't do it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, no,
like,
and so in college, that used to be legal too. Nebraska used to deliberately
Yeah.
fumble the ball. That was one of their option plays. They would run, put the ball down, and a lineman would come and get it and run up the middle.
Yeah.
That was an actual play that scored touchdowns for them. They're like, you can't do that shit anymore. Because it's basically it's like a ball trick. That's all it is. And yeah, they got rid of that.
I think like 2 years ago, I think it was Denzel Perryman got fined like the absolute most of any NFL, like for one play, and the play didn't even result in a penalty. So
I think I recall that.
yeah, I think it was Denzel Perryman, and if you got, I forgot how much you got fined, like $500,000, like I don't know, something ridiculous.
Wow.
But it wasn't even a penalty.
Which I don't understand. Like, so, and you got that. I don't know how many times the guy's been fined for the Lions. That one fucking safety. He's injured like 6 or 7 people this year.
Oh yeah.
And then but the other guy, what team was he for?
The Broncos.
The one they banned. They're like, no, you keep injuring people. Like, you're done. No.
Oh right. Yeah.
Oh, he was murdering people.
One of the safeties or the corners for the Lions, and Stafford called him out. Stafford's like, you play like shit, and they started fighting the playoff game because he's like, you're deliberately trying to hurt people. He's like, watch the tape. You try to fuck people up. And Stafford got in his face, and everybody like surrounded Stafford, and you can see some of the line players like, oh, we used to play for this guy. Like, we're not going to fight him. But he was calling out this guy because he takes cheap shots on people. And like, I pulled it up. I was curious. Like, he injured like 6 people this year, like just hitting like knees and stuff.
God.
Like that's purposeful at a point. So don't tell me the NFL cares about safety. Like,
no. Oh no.
They care about safety when ESPN or a network picks it up, or it like blows up on YouTube, or like you see somebody's helmet flying and shit, and they're like, oh no, we got to find them for that. But
even
there's so many.
The whole DeMar Hamlin thing, it came out that like they really tried to stifle information about that and like what was happening.
Oh yeah. Which we gotta dig deeper into.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's easy. When you turn on a TV and it says sponsored by Pfizer, that's
right. Yeah.
Like, I don't know what else to say.
Are you going to conspiracy on us? No.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist. When I'm watching TV, when I'm watching TV and it says brought to you by Pfizer, and then fucking Travis Kelce is like dancing, telling me to get double shot. Like, I'm like,
2 things at once.
2 things at once. I'm like, yeah, that's good for things like women and chocolate bars, but not for shots. It's like, come on.
They should have had Taylor Swift and like somebody else. Like,
was it like mowing the lawn and reading or something like that?
You should have been drinking a beer. That's what you do. I can't wait for them to have some mutant child that everybody hates.
Oh,
I don't think they're gonna be. I think it's the woke crowd is like waking me up and telling me that it's not real.
Yeah. If I was Travis Kelce, I would be replacing her birth control with like Smarties or something, and
get her pregnant.
Get her pregnant. You'll double your net worth overnight like that. Stay true.
The problem is like she probably would be able to get an abortion so fast. Like it. I don't know.
I feel like what she would do is just get her music and put it on her stomach, and the baby would just commit suicide by itself.
Like, oh.
it would wrap the umbilical cord. Like,
oh my god!
It would do it itself. It would suicide itself.
Oh man! Well, I think we should probably wrap it up.
No.
All
right. Well, all right. Who? So I already posted my picks. I said all 4 home teams are winning this week. And that's just how I feel. The real toss-up for me is the Bills and the Chiefs. So, I mean, what do you guys think?
That's hard. Yeah.
Hopefully the Bills, because I legit, don't really care of like what team makes it to the Super Bowl. Like, I'm going to sit there and watch anybody play.
Right.
But I would love to meet Bills Mafia in Las Vegas during the Super Bowl. Could you imagine how freaking amped up they're going to be?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, tables galore.
They might like legit jump off of Allegiant Stadium.
Like we're gonna have to go purchase tables because they're gonna sell out at like Home Depot.
So I will tell you, Bills fans super nice. Like I had an amazing time there. Super nice fans. Like nothing. I didn't have anybody yell at me, anybody cuss at me. Everybody was welcoming. So I would be okay with that. They deserve a win. I hope the Chiefs lose. Like I just don't want to deal with them anymore. And
yeah.
But frankly, if it is the Chiefs and the Niners, like I have to root for the Chiefs. I can't stand. I can't do it.
I hope there's an earthquake at the stadium. That's what.
Like it's the worst. But
yeah, okay. for today's games, I'm pulling for the Buffalo Bills and the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I think I'm mainly, and like I like Tampa Bay, but I am worried about them playing the Niners. So whoever can beat the Niners is who I'm rooting for.
Also, another note: if the Lions go to the Super Bowl, I don't think we're going to get a discount on tickets. They're like mortgaging their houses for a divisional playoff.
That's
game.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, because they haven't been. That's why. So I think if the Niners or the Lions go, it's going to be crazy expensive because it's their first time ever.
Yeah.
And the Niners it's not because it's the Bay Area to Vegas. I mean, think of how expensive tickets were when you went to the Niners Raider game. It was insane. Like you were selling tickets for $1,000 a pop, just all over the place.
Yeah, I think the Bills would probably mortgage their house also. So I think it's going to be a very expensive Super Bowl, no matter. Like, unless Tampa Bay.
Nobody. There is no way Baker's making it to the Super Bowl. Like people, the NFL would be so pissed off. Pissed off.
Although they did have like one of the more expensive tickets when Tom. Actually, I think their playoff game was the most expensive one, wasn't it? When it was like I forgot who it was.
Brady, that's Tom Brady. That doesn't matter. That's
without Tom Brady, Baker Mayfield ain't drawing the Tom Brady money. But I don't know. I don't think we're going to be getting a discount.
Yeah.
No.
But
well, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, not really. Like aside from the Bills and the Lions, like I wouldn't know like who to be happy for. I don't even know if I'd be happy for them. I'd just be like, oh, okay. But I legit do want to meet Bills fans.
Yeah.
The Ravens, I'd be impartial. I wouldn't mind if the Ravens won.
Yeah. Ravens, okay, yeah. I forgot about them, you know.
But Lamar Jackson still wouldn't be as good of a quarterback.
Yeah. Ticket prices are going up now. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. They're going to skyrocket next week, and then they start dropping.
Yeah, because they were 6 last week. Now they're at 8. I want to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I got my tick pick tracker going.
Shout out Tick Pick.
Is that the website you guys use?
Well, they have a tracker actually. I don't know if you can see that, but like,
yeah.
The amount of tickets available have gone up, and the prices have slightly dipped. There's 1,332 tickets.
The Green Bay fans were like,
"Oh no! Actually, I take that back. The minimum price has dipped, but the average price has skyrocketed, and I expect it to continue to skyrocket through next week. But you could get a cheaper ticket now.
Wait, who did the Ravens play yesterday?
The Texans.
That's right, the Texans. Yeah.
The IE
right.
CJ Stroud.
I still like him.
Oh, that was one thing I was going to mention real quick. Not real quick, but I forgot to mention earlier. The freaking quarterback. What's his name? The one from the IE that's that you were talking about getting.
Tommy Daniels.
Yeah, they I guess they renamed the football field from his high school after him yesterday, and they had like a little parade thing. And this dude on Reddit, he works for the school district, and like the guy running the little ceremony told Jaden Daniels that the next parade they have is when he brings the Super Bowl title. And this dude said, and I chanted up for the bananas. And
funny.
he said that Daniels seems to like that idea. So I don't know.
I could really see us going with him, and that's the thing. You want AP to get his own guys. So hopefully he gets them. Hopefully he draft a quarterback. Hopefully he gets playoffs next year. I would love to go to a Raider playoff game again. Before I die.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I have never been to a Raider playoff game.
No.
You didn't go to Cincy?
No. Here's the really bad thing about the playoffs. Like yesterday, I had to work like late as shit, and you can't get the day off because it's inventory and you have to like be at work. But yeah, I haven't missed one. Like, I could call in sick, but it's kind of a dick move. I'm waiting for a Raider home game because then I'm going to go to them and be like, look, I've been here since 2008. I've done inventory 2 times a year since then. Never called in. I haven't missed a single one. I am not going to be there for a Raider home game. Like, sorry.
I won't either.
No.
I'll be gone all week. I'll just be like, hey, I'm not going to be here because I will be completely useless at work too. I will just be so hungover after I come back. Like, I need a day to recover. Like, even if we lose, I'll need a day to recover.
Yeah. So I've been banking that. And, like years ago, I thought I was going to finally be able to cash it in and like tell them, I've been here 8 years, 2016. Like, already booked my hotel for the Super Bowl.
That worked out well.
No. And then somebody got injured like on Christmas Eve and everything fell apart. But I already had my complete speech ready to tell them how I'm not going to work inventory that year. But hey, I guess we got what?
Yeah, we got
24 minutes till the kickoff for the first game. So
order your DoorDash now.
Yeah. Gotta refill the coffee.
Yeah.
Yep.
And get to the game. So we'll be back on Tuesday. Thank you everybody for joining us.
Hey,
all Tuesday.
Hey.
Good AP. Hey, remember, follow us all on Instagram.
Yes.
Yes.
And thank you to everyone for subscribing this week. We got a lot of subscribers.
Yeah, we like really jumped up.
Yeah.
Not only did we break the 500 mark, but we like went to 525. So
coming for Wi-Fi Willie. Just kidding.
You want to buy some followers?
No. I really give away codes.
Yeah, we can buy followers with our merch.
Yeah.
Merch.
All right, everybody. See you Tuesday. Thank you for joining us.
Go Raiders.
Go
Raiders.
Raiders.
All righty.